guys, welcome to the channel and today's episode, which is about my stock earnings for September of 2020. And September was a funny old month. I got sick for about 2 weeks. I thought I had coronavirus or COVID-19, but I went and got tested and it turns out I just had man flu. So I've still got it a bit. It hits me pretty hard in the head and then it goes straight to my chest, so it slowed me right down. However, I did manage to upload quite a few videos this month by my standard, and that was about 15 videos. I also uploaded about half a dozen to 8 photos, and that was an interesting process. But before I tell you about that, I'll just have a cup of this instant decaf cappuccino, which I freshly brewed this morning. That is a disgusting cup of coffee. Right, now I'm caffeinated or decaffeinated. I'll just tell you about the most enjoyable experience I had this month, and that was going for a 10-kilometer walk along the coast of the Hague from a place called Kijkduin, which is south of the Hague, to a place called Scheveningen, which is the main beach resort area of the Hague. And I took with me my Canon 70D with just a prime 50mm lens. And for videos and wide angles, I took my new iPhone SE. And I was lucky enough to take quite a few nice videos, I thought, of action around the harbour. And I was actually lucky enough to take some nice videos with a lot of boats going in and out, and also some close-ups of plastic on the beach with the boats moving behind it on the water in the harbour. And I took the 50mm instead of my heavier zoom lens because it's just so light, and in the backpack you really notice it. And to be honest, it didn't really limit me in my the way I shot the photos. I took more time selecting the compositions that I wanted, and I really enjoyed being limited to just that 50mm focal length. And those videos that I took have mostly been accepted now. I think most of them, like 90% of them, have been accepted on Pond5. Because they're editorial, they're not accepted on Istock or Adobe stock. So the only other agency I could contribute it to, and where it would be worthwhile, was Shutterstock. And I uploaded them all to Shutterstock and they rejected every single one of them. But I remember some advice that Alex from Brutally Honest Stock Photography told me, and that was just to keep trying when Shutterstock rejects your contributions. And I've also received comments like that from my subscribers and my viewers saying, oh, that happened to me, but I uploaded it again up to 6 or 7 times and then eventually they got accepted. Luckily for me, I only had to upload my photos and videos to Shutterstock 3 times before they got accepted. And I think it was about a 60% success rate, so not all of them got accepted. Anyway, that was my day out on the beach and just trying my new phone out with 4K 60p video files, which was really testing for my computer, but I managed still to export them okay. And some wide angle shots with the telephone, with the camera on this. And I also got a couple of shots with my 50mm lens on the camera, on the Canon 70D still camera. Okay, well, let's get into September's earnings, and we'll start off with IEM. I made 2 sales with IEM this month, and one was of the usual mustard pot that always seems to sell. And the other one was a stack of hard drives that I took as a conceptual photo of just objects, and that sold for $1.78. The mustard pot sold for only 16 cents. So in total I made $1.94 for IEM. My portfolio on that website is 363 images, and of those images 287 are just normal sold or presented on a market, and 188 of those are delivered out to partner websites where you have a greater chance of selling them. The payment threshold for IEM is $10, so it's really easy to get your money. You don't have to wait for a month or two before you reach a $100 or $50 threshold, so that's a positive for that website. Okay, I'll just have another sip of this decaf cappuccino. Oh, that hits the spot. Oh, and in case you're wondering about my decor, I just thought I'd increase some flowers around me, because I've been looking at my YouTube analytics and I see that only like 5% of my viewers are female or ladies or women. So I thought I'd just spice up my set today with a few more flowers and hope to attract some more of the female viewers to my channel. Okay, for Istock Getty I sold 22 files this month, and I also sold one video. That video sold for $7.52, and it was of the usual gannet on the beach, I'm afraid. That seems to be a big seller in my portfolio. And the photo sales, I think I made one maximum photo sale of $2, and the rest were around between 3 cents and 40 cents. And I think I made one of also 91 cents. In total for Getty iStock this month I made $14.85. Okay, now getting on to a cluster of my smaller sites, and when I say smaller sites I mean the ones that they do sell every month but the amount is quite small, so I just cluster them together. And that is for Big Stock, Dreamstime, Deposit Photos, 123RF, and Alamy. Yes, Alamy I'm including in that small cluster this month, and CanStock. Okay, starting with Big Stock, I have a portfolio of around 1700 images, and I only sold one file in September, and that was of 25 cents. Okay, Dreamstime now, and I sold around 8 or 9 images and I made $3.72. A highlight for Dreamstime was around the beginning of the month I made a photo sale of a Dutch train passing by a field of Dutch tulips, and that photo made $2.20, and it's good to see that selling, especially at this time of the year when it's not typically the flower season in Europe, so it's good to see other parts of the world buying these photos that are kind of out of season. So 123RF I made $1.65, CanStock I made 44 cents, and Alamy I made a big fat zero. In total I made $6.04 for that cluster of small agencies. Okay, Pond5 now, I made one video sale, and that was of the gannet again of $10, and I have a portfolio size of around 190 video clips and one photo which I made of a bike parked on the pier of Scheveningen, which I made during my photo walk on the beach during September. Okay, Fine Art America now. I haven't uploaded any photos this month to that website, mainly because I was busy with the video uploading, and I also got sick, which kind of reduced my energy levels. So I didn't upload any videos, or I shouldn't say videos, I didn't upload any photos to Fine Art America, and not surprisingly I didn't make any sales. And going back to the cluster of small websites, it really does matter if you upload regularly to Dreamstime, Big Stock, Deposit Photos. Deposit Photos, also I forgot to mention, made 0 for me in September, which is really unusual. Usually Deposit Photos is probably around the second best performer in that small cluster of agencies. But in September, it really just died in the arse for that agency. Which is surprising because that is the one agency where I did upload 15 videos to, which contradicts what I've said a little bit, but I didn't upload any photos. But Big Stock, especially, I notice when I don't upload to that, then my sales drop off. So it's unsurprising that my sales have gone down in that small cluster of agencies. Plus you've got the COVID crisis, and you've got the kind of a economic slump due to that crisis. Okay, coming to Adobe Stock now, and I didn't sell any videos with Adobe Stock this month. I think why I sell less videos on Adobe Stock is because they actually rejected my biggest selling video, and that's of the gannet caught in plastic on the beach. Whereas Shutterstock accepted it and Istock accepted it. On those websites, the video sells regularly. But since Adobe didn't accept that video, my video sales with Adobe are really low in comparison, which is a shame. But I did make a few sales on Adobe with the photos this month. And one highlight was of a glass breaking hammer in a car, breaking the glass of a car door in order to get out of the car. And I took that photo during a video I made on self-portraits. So if you want to learn how to do microstock with yourself as the subject, take a look at that video. It's quite interesting. And those photos have been regular sellers. In total, I made $6.70 on Adobe Stock this month. Okay, and now on to Shutterstock, which this month has been my highest selling agency. But before I get into the analytics of what's been happening with Shutterstock this month, if anything in this video has been of interest to you or helped you think differently about the way you approach stock photography or stock videography, then show me some love and feel free to hit that subscribe button. Doing that will really help my channel out. Okay, for Shutterstock, my portfolio is 2,130 images and 108 video clips. There was a bit of a disappointment in the amount of downloads that I had in comparison to August. For September, I only had 49 downloads, and in August I think I had around 56. So not as many photos sold in September. A big highlight for Shutterstock this month though was that I sold 2 videos, and unlike Istock Getty, where you can sell a video for like $1.57 or even less, on Shutterstock I sold these videos for quite significant amounts in comparison. So one video was sold for $15.80 and another one was sold for $30. And that had a huge impact on my total for the month for Shutterstock. And one of the highlights for the month for photos was I sold 3 on-demand photos and 2 single photos. And one of those on-demand photos was of a beef cattle, a really big cow, or bull I should say, and that photo was sold for $3.25. My assistant will just give me a glass of water because my throat is closing up. Thank you, assistant. And on with the show. Yeah, so $3.25 for that on-demand photo, which was pretty good. So in total I made $64 for Shutterstock this month, and the success is purely down to those 2 video sales in comparison to 47 photo sales. And the video sales made up over 2/3 of my total income for Shutterstock this month, just out of 2 clips. So that tells me, it's really obvious actually, that video is the way to go if you want to continue to grow your portfolio income. I think if you're going to just continue to upload photos, then what you're doing is just maintaining your income. So you'll be uploading more and more photos, but your income will probably still be the same. You may have a slight increase, but when you calculate it out, it will not really be growth. I think at this stage video is the true way for earning growth in the microstock agencies, and that too will reach a plateau at some stage. But at the moment video is still growing, and the market is hungry for video. So I've had a mind shift. When I go out now taking photos and videos, I'm primarily thinking, okay, what will make a good video now? And then secondary, I will take a photo. So for example, when I went out on the beach, I was looking for things with movement in them, like ships moving through a harbour, or a background moving of a subject. For example, the plastic lying on the beach, and then introducing movement behind it with the boat traffic. And that's the way I've been thinking lately. And I thought I was really successful this month, despite being sick and not doing as much as I wanted. Where I had that mind shift, I was able to focus on video, both in capturing the videos and also in my workflow. I could focus on keywording, uploading using the FTP sites, or straight to the websites such as with Pond5 and Istock. And it's a longer, more laborious process, but once you get into the mindset and accept that it is a longer process, and think about the greater rewards at the end, it's going to be worth it in the long run. So that's the way I'm thinking now. I'll be focusing, or am focused, more on video, and I think that will pay off in terms of growing my monthly income for microstock. Okay, so that $64 for Shutterstock has been my most successful month, I think, in about 3 or 4 months. I know the first couple of months of 2020 were a lot higher, where I think I made up to $200 and something. But as soon as the COVID came in, everything just died, and also the Shutterstock earnings reshuffle also hit my portfolio really hard. So I think in the last 3 or 4 months, this is the most successful month I've had, purely down to video. Okay, so how much did I earn in total for the month of September for the year 2020? And I earned $103.53. I'm not going to draw any summaries from that, except for I got lucky. It wasn't down to any market shift. I think the market is still depressed. I think Shutterstock commissions are still having an effect on my portfolio. But because I have this banger of a video of this poor gannet trapped in plastic, and that is such a hot topic right now, I got lucky, and people are demanding that video. So my focus is now on video, and trying to find another banger like that to add to my portfolio. So instead of relying on that one video every month, I can have 2 or 3 different bangers, which will really increase my earnings every month. And the only way you're going to get those kinds of shots or videos is just by going out, getting lucky, but you only get lucky if you go out and try. So that's the lesson I'm taking away from September. Just keep banging away at my videos and also my photos, and keep working at it. And on that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and keep working on your portfolios. Don't give up. You never know, you can get lucky. You might get that banger too. And I will see you next week. I'm over my cold, mostly, and all the best until next time. See you.